Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network and another Degen Power Hour. That's right. Every Thursday, we're going to cover it all. We're covering DFS. We're covering Underdog Battle Royale. We're covering Thursday night bets. Rudy's here for the best bets too. And we have a special new intro. So let's hit that first.
Please, allow me to show you something.
That is right. We're celebrating. We had a wonderful Sunday here on the Fanspeak Network. Well, in the Fanspeak Substack. Our Substack went 8 of 10 on our individual bets and hit a parlay. So we were up 8.79 units, which was super exciting. We hope you guys were able to tell if you are a subscriber. Again, we're covering DFS, Battle Royale, and NFL bets. Every single day, something's being sent to our Substack subs. That's why we were late today. We sent our Thursday night best bets and same game parlay. There's a lot of fun boosts on DraftKings and FanDuel. FanDuel has both a 50% boost, a big boost token things going on, and a risk-free. So we sent those to our subscribers right before this show. So if you're a subscriber, check your inbox for that. We've got a couple of fun parlays cooked up and our best bet. But again, it's $34.99 for the entire year. So you get all our basketball stuff in the spring and summer, and then all this in-season content literally getting sent every single day. I think that's a hell of a value. Link is in the description. And and then Steve, how are we doing to talk, well, all things Degen today?
Doing good. You know, I mean, this isn't our our favorite game tonight, but that just means it's not on the main slate. So we can talk about that then. And always good to see the good boy Rudy right there.
Yeah, that's the Rudy boy. My dog Riggs always used to join me, curl up back there. You know, he was older and he definitely just like chilled. Rudy is getting used to being on shows and he likes to make an appearance and then he'll get settled. So we'll do a little lap time now and then hopefully you won't pull down the mic or anything. But yes, again, I have CBS shows on Thursday mornings. He is not a guest on that, has not made that, but he likes to make an appearance on the Fanspeak Network. Yes. So this is Rudy. If he gives any barks or licks during any points, we'll know that's a sign. So yeah, let me get to the chat, Steve. Mike wanted to know if we were matching red or blue. Boom. Got it. Didn't talk about it. I said, I don't know. But I am wearing one of the colors and it's not even like we're matching Royal and, just Royal Blue and Navy. We're both Navy. So Mike, we nailed it. If you had that on the betting sheet, we did match and we did not talk about, I had no idea what my brother was wearing. We did have to go live a little later because we were sending out the good stuff. So hopefully you guys got that. Technical issues finishing up your dog bowl draft. So, and again, big congrats to Charles, who has already punched a ticket to the dog bowl. Huge congrats. Absolutely no way. Yeah, I'm not in the dog bowl streets. Steve, have you done any dog bowl yet?
No, I'll probably start doing like 1 or 2 a week. I just haven't done it yet. I like the just the main stuff,
which we will get to be ours here. Yeah. Maybe we'll do a Thursday and Sunday, something like that. So we will do that here again. Degen Power Hour. We cover DFS, Battle Royale, and then Thursday night bets. So we go around the horn, do it all. there, Mondays we do like an early look. This we take a deeper look into the DFS and Underdog slate. So again, big congrats to Charles and big congrats to Coolers, who came a very high place in the Underdog dailies last week. So absolutely congrats to you, Coolers. Very, very happy for you. And we got our guy Chad Candles in here, who puts out the most amazing streams, doing dog bowls, doing BRs, doing all the good stuff. He's trying to eat my Post-it notes right now. So he might have to be going back in the crate. So yeah, we covered Rudy is the special guest, sweet little 10-month-old boxer. Kix says, thank you, Kix. He is adorable. Rudy is not a Browns fan. He is a Washington fan. Maybe a Notre Dame fan too.
He's a Cam Scatterboo fan.
He's a Cam Scatterboo fan. That's all that matters is he's a Cam Scatterboo fan. Yeah, Charles says drafting dog bulls, placing bets, tomatoes. Yeah, same thing. Exactly. That's what we were doing. We were placing TNF bets and sending it out. And I have to say, if you have our Substack, we've cooked up a pretty two fun ones. So I'm pretty excited about them. But we will get to Thursday night bets later. We got our guy Paul in here, who, by the way, Paul, I saw another thing, shouting out all these people in the space. I saw Paul had like one of the highest eliminators left or something. You know how BBMD is tracking all that. If I'm reading that right, congrats to Legion 13, Paul. That's awesome. Happy Thursday. Am I crazy? Were you supposed to be paid out on limb? Yes, but I saw they posted something on Twitter today that the limb payouts are going slower. Bear with them. So they know something's going on and they're trying to get those paid out. So I did see that. Check out the Underdog drafts on Twitter.
And also, I want to shout out Paul because I think you have him as well. We both, I know he's in my Justin Herzig lineup, and he's leading the charge with like 50 or 55 advancing teams. He's definitely.
Sorry, did we both put Justin Herzig? Or excuse me, Justin? Actually, I did put Justin Herzig. Yeah. Did we both put Paul in our lineup?
I think so.
Yeah.
So
look at this. The Schaub siblings. The Schaub siblings have your back, Paul. What you gotta love it. You gotta love it. We love everybody in this chat. I can't even remember who all I put. I know I put Chad Candles too, but I love everybody who's in this chat. So I appreciate it.
Come on, Chad. We need your teams to pick it up.
Well, Cam Scatterboo, let's go. I mean, we know he's got a lot of Cam Scatterboo. So Washington fan who loves New York Giants running back. You must be a DFS. Yeah, Steve always does hypotheticals for me because obviously Washington plays Giants week 15. He was like, do you care more about Washington or do you care more about your best ball? And I was like, oh my God, I hope Cam Scatterboo has 3 touchdowns against Washington. So thank you. Not trying to not play from behind you, Sierra. Yeah, no, that's awesome start and awesome about the eliminator too, Paul. Yeah. So love seeing everybody in chat. We appreciate you as you're coming in, or if you're watching this on replay, hit that like button. It helps us out a ton. If for some reason you're not subscribed, please subscribe to Fanspeak Network because we have shows for you in season content every single day. Let's see. I don't think he does. I talk with my hands and what? I talk with my hands. It's okay. It's all right. And I'll get him down eventually so we can focus. But he is so damn cute and cuddly though. But yeah, we cover, again, DFS, Underdog dailies, and NFL bets every single weekday. So, make sure you are subscribed. Good content and cute boxers. Why did Underdog not have a boxer contest? Huh? Yeah. Huh? That's a shame. That is a shame because they are so stinking cute. They are so stinking cute. Chad says, LOL, Scatterboo to save the bags. Worthy needs to stay healthy, but he feels like a 0 ultimately. Yeah, I mean, with him playing, obviously a huge game. One of Ravens or Chiefs are going to be 1-3. Absolutely insane. Absolutely. It just feels like it's like, one false move and Worthy's going to be out for the season. So that does feel kind of crazy. But I hope Scatterboo bags are going to be good for you, Chad, and all of us for sure. 0 Scatterboo in first quarterfinals. No, Charles, we can't have that.
We need a usable week from him because I don't have him in my first quarterfinals either.
Yeah, Steve has. Okay, so yeah, so Steve and I almost had a first quarterfinals. I tweeted it. We got knocked out. We were second place. We needed one of those touchdowns to be JMO, and they weren't. And we needed probably one less Lamar touchdown too. So we got knocked out. But Steve has a first quarterfinals team, and he doesn't have Scatterboo either. But we need a usable week from him. So can we compromise and get like I'm planning on playing him in DFS too this week. So but yeah, you don't have him either. Oh, okay. Let's not paw my face off. Okay, Steve. Let's talk DFS first while I'm bringing over DraftKings. My bad. Okay, so and Huhames has a couple first quarterfinals. He says my bad team. So you have I'm assuming you have a team you like and a team you don't. Has Scatterboo in the finals. Good luck to Steve, to Huhames, to all of you all in the first quarterfinals and another week in the Eliminator Streets. Very fun contest and sweats too. Steve is up against PPR. You have what, 5 left, Steve?
Four left. Yeah.
You're in the big eliminator, and then you have the regular eliminator. You have 4 left, and one is PPR Tyler, which Tyler tweeted about. Absolutely hysterical. So yeah, good luck to everybody in the Eliminator Streets this week in the first quarter finals. Oh wow, it has 4 active receivers. Good luck to everybody there. So week 4, Steve, give me the overall arching picture for you as I try to get him settled and bring over DraftKings for, some more lineup building look at week 4.
Okay. The overall week 4, we're still waiting on some injury news, and many, including our team, Washington. So just still a lot of things we need to figure out. Some positive things today, like Neighbors practicing and a few other guys. And it looks like we are going to get a couple quarterbacks back, like Purdy and Fields and Worthy, like you mentioned. So at least some guys return from injury. But yeah, it's a weird week. I feel like in terms of main slate, we do have some elite quarterbacks on it. This is the most elite quarterbacks we've had on the main slate. Now Daniels might not play, but Mariota showed last week he's a very viable option when we're talking DraftKings or FanDuel. I feel like the elite running backs are in good spots, or just the volume is too good to ignore. Receiver wise, particularly with some big name receivers getting hurt, it opens up some opportunities for some guys like Emeka, Buka, a handful of others. But to me, the only big name receiver I want to lock and load is Puka Nacua, who has just had a ridiculous target share. I think other than that, some young receivers like Adunze and Mbuka are getting priced up. Still want pieces of them, but for me, so far we're seeing that running backs are mattering a lot on DraftKings, which historically hasn't always been the case in a full PPR site. But right now, with the volume and usage some of these guys are getting, it's just undeniable that you need them to be at the top of lineups, whether paying up for 2 big ones or 3 total running backs. I believe last week in the flex, 52% of teams who cash, something like that, utilized running backs, or 58%. It was significant, and because tight end had about 10%. Or some, I can't remember the exact numbers, but I know running back had a pretty wide margin over receiver. So I think that's going to remain the case this week. And, we have some potential shootouts, whether that will be enough from a fantasy point wise for some pay up options like a Lamar, or Jalen Hurts. We'll have to see. But I think those are some good games. We have very few games that feel like a blowout. I feel like a lot of teams are evenly matched, whether they're mid-tier teams like Raiders, Bears, or top-end teams like, Colts, Rams, Bucks, Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs. So it doesn't feel, outside of maybe the Bills and the Saints, it doesn't feel like many blowout spots. So that's kind of notable as well.
Yeah, agreed. Thank you for kind of giving your overarching thoughts on the week 4 slate. And yeah, early look was Monday. Today's more of a deeper dive. And then Friday night/Saturday morning will be a video for Substack subs only of our top plays at each position, basically who's in our Steve and I's player pool at each position. And then Steve also writes that up as well. So let me get to the chat, and then we will dive in here for a deeper look at week 4 on DraftKings DFS slate. Paul says, I don't know, did you use your rake back, Steve? I didn't realize the rake back had an expiration, RIP to 200. Oh, that sucks, Paul. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Did you use yours, Steve?
Yeah, just on the battle royales and stuff like that.
Okay, gotcha. Oh no, Steve, LOL. By the way, Mike, did you see the matching Navy? You called it from the jump. Would we have matching shirts? Unplanned. What was the oh no, Steve? I missed that one.
I don't know. Maybe me saying that there aren't going to be blowouts. I'm actually not sure what he was referencing.
You have to let us know, Mike. Charles says, wait, 6105 BBM teams, Puka, JSN, must feel good if you landed that com. Oh, is this like off BBMD? I'm guessing. Yeah. Okay, awesome. A kick says it's going to be hot here in Tampa this weekend. Does that affect the Eagles at all? It did last year. I'll tell you what, the Eagles, like Todd Bowles has had the Eagles and Hurts' number the last few years. If you think back to last year, it was early in the season like this, hot, and they, beat the hell out of the Eagles. The playoffs the season before beat the Eagles. And I mean, there was other times dating back to different rosters and stuff like that. But even if you just look at those two, he has had their number. So I find that pretty interesting here. Adding in another layer, only 590 smart teams added Scatterboot to those Puka JSN teams. I like that data, Charles. So my overarching thoughts, and Steve, I apologize if you covered this already, because I was trying to bring the DraftKings over and get the pup settled, which he's now chewing on his bone very well. So that all worked out. So my kind of thoughts are, as I know we're alluding to, another 3 running back week, I feel like. Do you remember the days back at the I know I used to listen to you, and I started playing 13 and I remember in the early days I'd always listen to Al Smizzle, and he'd always be calling the team jam in, where you'd put in like Le'Veon Bell, David Johnson, and somebody else. And it was just like
Gurley.
Yeah. It was like you'd put those team jam in. You'd probably have to pay a little less at like quarterback and defense, but like it was totally worth it to team jam them in for those running backs. And it's not necessarily feeling like that level, but it feels like close to it. Or I see spots either of the high price guys or the value running backs. I'm declaring this week the week of the rookie running back, and I hope it bears out, because I have obviously not just Scatterbo, but a lot of these guys in my best ball portfolio. So there's a lot of rookie running backs priced in that 5K range that are in great spots, high usage spots this week. So I think it's a 3 running back week. I think, like you were saying, I am going to kind of rotate between some combination of there's 3 or 4 running backs I like at the top, mainly CMC, JT, Bijan, James Cook. And then, I mean, you could get, contrarian with guys like Kyron and Henry and that kind of stuff. And then for me, I absolutely love those rookie running backs, Cam Scatterbo, Amarian Hampton the most. And then Travion Henderson's looking like he'll be very low owned. He got the first snaps in practice, obviously 3 fumbles from the other guys. If you want to try to read the tea leaves and say he gets first crack at it, he's going to have to mess up the opportunity to not get there at 5,200 and looking like low ownership. I'm interested in Travion Henderson. And then Quinshon Judkins, obviously, playing in a likely negative game script against Detroit, but he has looked really good. So those 4 rookie running backs, all in the 5Ks. You could go to Genty in the 6Ks as well. So that's how I'm playing it. And I'm also playing it, and I know you're paying up for Lamar, but I'm playing it from the standpoint that I think the Bucs, Eagles, and the Chiefs, Ravens are going to be great real life games, but not maybe fantasy friendly for different reasons, different matchups, that kind of stuff. Like I mentioned the Hurts and Todd Bowles thing already, that I'm going to kind of get off them fantasy wise and really just focus on that like mid-tier of quarterbacks, from like Herbert to Caleb Williams, Drake May, Mariota are going to be my main ones. Maybe mix in, if you want to go down to Dart just for the rushing at 4.5, Geno, of course, in play. Daniel Jones, I think, could be contrarian, because so many people will play Jonathan Taylor. So I'm going to pay like mid-price for quarterback, do the team jam them in 3 running backs, but it's probably going to be 2 high price, 1 rookie running back in the 5Ks. Then just make it work with the receivers and tight ends, defense, kind of. That's how I'm kind of handling the slate from an overall slate perspective. Any other thoughts on that, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, I'm generally in the same camp there. Like I mentioned, Puka is worth it to jam in up top. And it is interesting with them raising the price for guys like Mbuka and Ndunze. Those are great spots for those guys. Like, do we need to find a way, or with like a Lad McConkey, obviously it's cheaper to go to like Keenan Allen or QJ, but eventually it feels like Ladd's gonna have his day.
Yes, I agree. I mean, they're all in my pool, but I absolutely agree. To me, like the pay up receiver options is Puka and or Devontae, however you want to handle that. The Rams, it's so condensed targeted. It feels like Devontae gets more of the red zone work, but Puka just has an insane, target percentage. Well, they both do, but I mean, Puka's obviously just has an enormous target percentage, and on a PPR site, I think either of those Rams receivers, but I honestly like a ton of mid-price receivers, Steve. Rome Odunze being my favorite. They keep raising his price, but not enough, quite honestly. He's the wide receiver 1 in Chicago and going against the going against the Raiders. I think that's just set up indoors in Vegas. Ricky Pearsall, or if you wanted to go to Jennings, if he's back, Pittman and those Colts receivers should be very low owned, especially with, what's the name? Alec Pierce likely out with concussion. The Vegas receivers in that Bears Vegas matchup. You could go to like a Drake London, a Buka, those kind of plays as well. So there's so many mid-price receivers that I'm really like into this week.
Yeah, I mean, Mbuka's priced up. I wouldn't consider him mid-price, but I will say like Drake London is a guy who does stick out because they've lowered his price so much, and he started the year 6,500, was 6,000 last week. He's got a great matchup against a bad Washington secondary. Could be a negative game script, just with we saw Mariota get Washington off to a really good start, and that's likely to continue. So it's probably competitive or negative game script. I doubt the Falcons are just going to dominate. So Drake London 5,700 for a guy who, given his target share last year, given his target share so far this year.
Oh, you're right. And Mbuka is priced up to 6.8K. Thank you for that. That's a great point.
But no, I do agree. Like whether we're talking like the other Chargers receivers, whether we're talking like the Vegas receivers, I mean, Trey Tucker is super low, but Jacoby Myers, I think also, if you don't want to pay the AJ Brown price, you do have Devonta Smith there, who has gotten 9 and 6 targets the last 2 weeks. In a game where they're likely going to need to throw more, like you said, the Colts receivers, whether it's just trusting Pittman, who's not priced up, or taking a shot
to be very low owned too.
Yeah, or taking a shot at the Downs or Adonai Mitchell.
Right.
Those just feel like really good spots, and I want pieces of all that. And especially those, because we also know the offenses are semi-functional, at least semi-functional, if not good, like the Colts. But even the Falcons.
Pearsall's Q tag for? It was DNP Wednesday. Okay, return to field Thursday, puts him on track to play. I didn't even know he had but I'm interested in Pearsall as well against Jacksonville at only 5 point. Like he's risen slightly, but like not to the extent that I think he should. So 5.7K feels like a really, really nice price for Pearsall. So honestly, outside of Puka, and we'll talk about this in then terms of underdog slate when we get into those drafts, but it really does feel like Puka is the only one worth paying up for. You could be contrarian and do like a ASB, against the Browns. But I really think I'm going to live in this like Ladd McConkey and under range. We talked about Rome Odunze. That's my favorite stack on the week is Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze. Honestly, it was the stack to go, last week, obviously too. So I think that Raiders Chicago feels fun, especially the passing side of things. All right. So we covered kind of lineup construction. We covered like how we love the mid-price receivers. Let me ask you, and again, I'm not going to focus so much on like who's in our pool, because that's our Friday show, or excuse me, the show that will be uploaded Saturday morning. That's our Saturday show, is who's in our pool at each position. Steve writes it up then too for our Substack subs. Again, link in the description. Check that out. You also get a free week trial and then just $34.99 a year. I'd say that's a pretty good deal, but check it out. Free week trial, link in the description. So I talked about like rotating through these like higher priced running backs and have a pool of them, and then these rookies that are priced in the 5Ks. So Steve, do this exercise. Rank in price considered. rank the high price running backs, how often you think you'll play them. So Christian McCaffrey, Bijan, I'm just going to include who's in my pool, because you could add like Barkley and Derrick Henry and, other guys to the Gibbs. I'm not playing anybody against Cleveland Browns running backs against Browns defense, but you could add others. But I'm just going to give you like 4 or 5, rank them in order of price considered, how much you think you're going to play them. Christian McCaffrey, Bijan Robinson, Jonathan Taylor, James Cook. I'll just stick to that right now because that's 7,100 and above.
So, and this is where I do think there's a difference between DraftKings and Underdog. On Underdog, McCaffrey and Bijan are a bit more worth the price because of their receiving upside. I will still probably put, I think James Cook has the potential to be the combo of both because we know he's receiving upside. It's not as consistent, but it is there.
Yeah.
And just a massive home favorite, feels good. So
okay. So James Cook 1 for you.
Then I'll say CMC, Bijan, Jonathan Taylor. Now Underdog.
That's probably mine might be still CMC for the workload. Mine might be CMC, James Cook, Bijan, Jonathan Taylor. But I was very curious what yours was because I find that interesting because I'm very interested in all 4 of these.
It is also the price. I mean, Cook is
true.
1,000,
true.
more than 1,000 less than McCaffrey and 1,100 less than.
Yeah, he's 1,400 less than McCaffrey and 1,100 less than Bijan. So, okay, well, I think that was a useful exercise. Now let's go to the rookie running backs and scroll down because again, I kind of have them. I mean, sure, can you play other guys in between these guys? And I think Genty's another rookie running back that could be Kamara in a negative game script. Sure, I think there's other guys to talk about, but I really have a strong pool because these rookie running backs, Amarian Hampton, Cam Scatterbo, Quinshon Judkins, those 3 especially don't have feels like a ton of competition, obviously with Najee Harris out for the year and Tyrone Tracy going down last week. That should be a massive workload for both Scatterbo and Hampton. And then Judkins getting a massive role. And then the Travion Henderson, that's why he's going to be lower owned at 5,200, but in an excellent matchup. I mean, one of the best matchups against the Panthers' poor run defense. Bijan still got there as far as like total yardage. It's just Atlanta couldn't score last week, which was absolutely insane. So now I want you to rank for me, price considered, how much you're going to play Amarian Hampton, our guy, Cam Scatterbo, Quinshon Judkins, and Travion Henderson.
I'll definitely say Hampton first with the workload and matchup. Then I'll say Scatterbo. If we keep seeing this positive direction that Henderson's likely starter, I'd maybe flip it and put him above Scatterbo. But right now, I'll say Hampton, Scatterbo, Henderson, then Judkins, just because I think he does well in close games or if they're ahead, and I just don't see that to be the case here.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Well, I think that's a very useful, exercise to go over that. Cause honestly, it's useful for me because it's like you develop this pool and then you want to then, how do you rotate these in, to hit like what you last week where you wanted, Mason, who was chalk, Jonathan Taylor, who was chalk, but together they had 5 touchdowns, and then you just wanted like a McCaffrey who just had absolutely a ton of usage even without a rushing touchdown. Let me go to the chat really quick, check in a couple good notes there. Then we'll get back to just full like lineup building here. Cause again, our like who's exactly in our pool and like our top plays at each position will be on our Saturday morning show. So excuse me, Huheem's mentioned Bryce Young against the Patriots. It could be fun. I think that's a good call out. I don't know that he'll make my pool because quite honestly, right now I'm trying to because I only do like 10 to 12 lineups a week. So I'm trying to get my pool down to like 4 to 5 quarterbacks. So I'm trying to get mine down. I don't see going there for me personally, but I get it because the Patriots are a defense to attack. How about you, Steve?
Yeah. No, I agree. I think I will probably sprinkle in Young.
And I'm not going to get to Purdy. Good question, though. Charles says Purdy double. I think that's a great question. because, you like the Panthers, or excuse me, the 49ers guys, and why not throw Purdy on? But I think I just want to let him have a week back before I jump in. And then he's priced a little higher than a lot of the other quarterbacks that I like. So I probably won't get there either with Purdy, but obviously hope he plays for Pearsall and McCaffrey and all those things.
Yeah.
Okay. Good shout out by Who Hames. I meant to do this before the show, but obviously I was rushing to do our actual Thursday night bets and Substack. Drafters has a 0.5 rushing yards prompt for Walker tonight. So you can kind of get that in and then build a pick'em slip around that. So good shout out from Who Hames on that. Tim D, always good to see our guy Tim D, a Patriots fan here. Shout out to the rankings for getting me to avoid Scattaboo, and of course getting him on avoid. Yes, I did. Avoid Ayuk. Yes, Steve and I had Ayuk buried in best ball rankings this year. Very skeptical about the return from that injury, and it is indeed, going to be a long time for him to come back. And of course, getting him on Cam Scattaboo, and hopefully Cam Scattaboo just runs away with that RB1 job like we all hoped for. Appreciate this best ball call as you're coming in. Or if you're watching on replay, hit that like button. He said, good watch to like ratio. We appreciate that, best phone call. Thank you for hitting that like button and letting us know. Meg, was there a limb leaderboard on BBMD who had the most teams left? I saw a tweet, but I think it is on, actually, let me just pull up BBMD. I believe it is on BBMD now, the limb leaderboard. I know they have, okay, so they have a leaderboard for all like the different tournaments. I don't know if they have marathon and sprint up yet. I'm looking forward to that because Steve and I were really into those too. But if you click Eliminator, I don't know, there's Eliminator.
I don't think he is the leaderboard. It's just something he tweeted out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, there's BBMD eliminator stuff out there, but he tweeted it out. That's what it is. So look for, what is his a handle on Twitter?
Diablo.
Yes. Check that out on Twitter. That was cool. And yeah, cool to see your name. Okay, Steve, is there any other positional stuff you want to talk to before you want to like build some shell lineups?
I do think, tight end. I will want some lineups with Bowers. I think Bowers is worth it. He can lap the field this week. But other than that, and they keep dropping his price, so that's just making it more and more, able to occur. But yeah,
I get it. Maybe I'll do one. I think I'm going to be living Tyler Warren and below. And honestly, Tyler Warren, my favorites are then like Juwan Johnson, Hunter Henry, Brenton Strange, really cheap. I'm like a, pay down girl. He has to kind of get way more than he has the last 2 weeks. And I just worry, is he full strength yet? These guys that are playing with injury, you wonder. He got 8 targets and 5 targets the last 2 weeks, but even as you noted last week, a pristine matchup against Washington, didn't do anything with the 5 targets. So, and I know it was just a Trey Tucker show, but
and what I would say is if you're playing like 5 lineups, 10 lineups, I probably wouldn't get there. But
yeah, and that's why I only play.
If you're doing more volume, I think you want him because particularly in larger field stuff, because he could just totally, if there's 1,000 or less teams and he's 15% owned, that's not that many to dodge. But if there's 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 teams, and he's 15% owned, that's a ton of teams to dodge.
Rudy was playing so good with his bone, and now he wants to join the show again. So
maybe he likes Brock Bowers.
Oh my God. Was that a sign that you like Brock Bowers? Is that what you're trying to tell us? Mommy does not like paying up for tight ends. She just does not believe in it. Okay. Okay. You're not going to eat the mic. What do we want to do? Do you want to build like a shell lineup?
Yeah.
Okay. So where do you want to start? My favorite is Caleb on the slate, or Herbert. Those are my 2 favorites. And then May and Mariota are my low price kind of favorite. Those are my favorite 4. Where did you want to start?
Let's go Caleb.
Oh, this is good. Check Bark Bowers. My God. Rudy to change Rudy to Bruni. Oh my. Oh, he said we need Bruni in a blue collared shirt. Change Bruni to Bruni. Yes. You need a blue shirt to match. That was really good, Chad. That I love a good pun. Okay, so where do you want to start, Steve?
Caleb.
Okay, yeah. I can't focus. I know I need to get. He's just so damn cute. Okay, so Caleb, Rome, and then well, who was your favorite defense? Chargers defense was your favorite defense. We just sent out our survey last night. It's not a cheap defense. So I like the Titans for cheap, like a punt defense. Texans offensive line is
no. I think the Titans are the cheap defense. I think they're pretty good.
All right, let's just put so Caleb, Rome, Titans. Who do you want to run this back with? Trey Tucker or Jacoby Myers?
So not even the option for Brock Bowers, but
no.
Right,
But we did
let's say Trey Tucker.
Okay. Do you actually like Price considered him better? I mean, because Jacoby Myers is only 1,000 more, and
yeah, but let's for right now say Trey Tucker. He's gotten 4 touchdowns so far this year. He's gotten 9 and 8 targets each of the last 2 weeks. I don't know. He's clearly the number 2 receiver on this team. We talked about it on the show 2 games the other day. All the debate on which rookie Raiders receiver you want. You don't want him. You want Trey Tucker.
Good question. And speaking of, Stephen Huhame's do an amazing data breakdown show on Tuesdays. Check that out on Huhame's channel. Do you think Trey is going to be chalk after last week? People will be all over him. You sent me some ownership projections. I don't think it was looking like chalk, but we'll have to see an update closer to Saturday. What in your opinion, do you think? Yeah,
my guess is I think there's just enough value out there, particularly with like some of these Colts guys and all that. I don't think he's massive chalk. I think people still just have their biases and.
Okay, so Charles is rooting on Trey Tucker in his first quarter finals team. So he's rooting him on. So we'll put Trey Tucker there for now. Excuse me. Now let's go to that whole running back discussion. First one in for me is McCaffrey. How about I pick one, you pick one, and then we can go from there. So I'm going to say McCaffrey. Who do you want to put in? James Cook?
James Cook, yeah.
Okay. So we got Caleb Williams, McCaffrey, James Cook, Roma Dunze, Trey Tucker, Titans defense. Let's go 3 running back build because that's what we talked about. Say Scattaboo. No, Hampton, Scattaboo, Judkins, or Travion Henderson. Pick your favorite rookie 5K running back.
I think Hampton.
Wrong answer. Just kidding. Okay, so no, that leaves you 4.9K. So especially if you don't do a punt tight end, I'm just giving an example. Like if you did like a Brenton Strange, who's 3.2K, then you're left in like the 6.7K and below range. Below that is Flowers, McConkey, AJ Brown, Brian Thomas, if you want to be contrarian, Devontae Adams, major target share. Matt Ladd, McConkey. So a lot to like there. And of course, if you did want to pay up higher at tight end, there's plenty of other receivers down in those 5Ks. So this is what the whole building the shell is all about. And then you can, do little pivots from here. If you wanted to go, up from Trey Tucker to Myers or something like that, you could look at that. Okay. Then we're looking at 4.3K. Okay. Then if you do the Strange at tight end, then you're looking at the mid 5s range. So that kind of stuff where you could say, okay, let's just keep this lineup and plug in Geno. What does that look like? It's going to look very similar, but, and then mess around with that. I'd say one other one we should build, especially since we put Hampton in this one, is let me take out some of these main pieces. I'll leave in the 2 running backs for now, unless you want to change them in the defense. What if we built like a Herbert lineup? And, that's a little bit slightly more. I mean, it's only like 500-600 more. But his stacking partners are a little more, especially I would probably try to go Ladd and go like a little bit lower owned in this one and hope that it's like, they're really accounting for QJ and that, while Ladd and Keenan both, can work inside outside, that, it's Ladd's game and you're getting him at lower ownership for Payne. So if you did Herbert to Ladd, Titans defense, keep the 2 main
I would probably jump down from McCaffrey in this, just that like it's 1,000 difference between McCaffrey and JT.
Oh, okay. Okay. So for this one, if you wanted to, do that, but I was just saying, even if you kept the 2 running backs and then this one you did Scattaboo because it's a run back to that game. So
Mhm.
again, rotating like 2 expensive running backs, 1 rookie running back. Whether you kept McCaffrey, that's a little bit more with Jonathan Taylor, Herbert, Jonathan Taylor, James Cook, Lad McConkey, Scattaboo, Titans, Shell is 4.9K. So then you plug in a tight end you like. I mean, here I will say if Disley doesn't play, I may play a couple shares of Gadsden, but only if Disley doesn't play. You throw in a Bretton Strange, you can get a couple nice 5K. 5.8K to work with for 2 receiver positions. So again, it's just good to build these shells to see like what you can do. And that's why you mentioned,
One-
she moonlit the Scatterboot drop as the Herbert play. I mean, who even saw how I was working that,
No, exactly. One cheap tight end I will mention just because it's looking to trend this way. Loveland's probably going to be out, and I mean Komet's already on the field 90% of the time, but it was like
Okay, he got the injury because he had a questionable groin injury, but he's full practice and full. So that's a great call out. 3,000 even for Komet. If Loveland's out, he will definitely be in my pool. So there you go. You have this shell lineup. You put Komet in. If Loveland's out, then then you have 2 receiver spots, 5.9K left. Let me get to a couple. Okay, so questions, and then we can move on to the underdog streets. Because again, we are covering. Oh, I didn't even do my my 2, or I give my little thing. We're breaking down DraftKings here as part of Degen. Then we'll go to underdog. Then we'll go to Thursday night bets. But we already covered about will Trey be chalk? It's not looking so, but we'll see as we get closer to Saturday, and we can talk about that in the Friday night, Saturday morning show. And the Trey in the Charles first quarter finals. That's going to be exciting this week, these first quarter finals. I really wish our teams made it, Steve, but I'm rooting everybody who is in on. Charles asks, any scroll down running backs like Marks, or is this a pay up week? For me personally, it's again that those 4 or 5 pay up options. For me, it's Bijan, Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey, James Cook. And then it's these rookie running backs. It's these 5K rookie running backs. And you can throw in like 6.2 Genty, but it's Cam Scattaboo, Omarion Hampton, Travion Henderson, and Quinshon Junkins are in my rookie running back pool, all in the 5Ks. That's what I'm not doing any scroll downs like Marks. How about you, Steve?
Yeah, I think the tough thing there is while Marks has seen or at least last week saw a larger snap share, it didn't amount to more usage, and he had 2 targets, and it's just going to be tough. Honestly, one thing to watch for a potential scroll down running back would be JCM did not practice again today. If that's the case, then you could take maybe a shot at McNichols or Chris Rodriguez.
That's interesting. I didn't realize
so
that.
I would not go overboard on that, but that is something worth just noting that they've downplayed it overall, but he's missed 2 practices.
Okay. And the chat and our guys, of course, who Hames, Mike, Rob, giving me as they should, joking around. She moonlit for the Scattaboo drop with the Herbert play. Love how Meg is trying to justify Scattaboo in any lineup. Live your truth, girl. I like this. Step 1, load up DFS. Step 2, lock Scattaboo. Step 3, smash buttons. I absolutely love it. Charles asks, any Flacco stacks Detroit allows points they were versus good teams. I'm not going to get there. Again, I'm trying to cross off, get my quarterback. But again, I'm only doing 10 to 12 lineups. So that's why I'm trying to get my quarterback pool to 4 or 5. So I'm trying to cross off a couple quarterbacks. So I'm not going to get there. How about you, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, Flacco has some of the highest attempts per game in the NFL. They've been very inefficient so far. And this is probably a game where he probably will throw the ball at least 35, if not 45 times. It's tough just because the efficiency hasn't been there. We've seen in the past he has gotten there. He had 1 spike week with the Colts last year in 6 games, and obviously it's like 3 or 4 with the Browns the year before in a limited time. I think it's tough if you're doing enough lineups, I wouldn't hate it just because Detroit will allow yardage and usage. But I just think it's tough given where the Browns are at right now.
Yeah. I'm with you there. Like I said, I'm trying to cross some guys off to narrow down my quarterback pool. But yeah, I love that. Who Hames. Charles says TNF showdown lineup. We won't do that. We'll leave it to a lot of good people out there putting out some showdown content. Neil Warfield, of course, our guy Neil, who was in the Best Ball Jeopardy finals. Of course, lost to Candyman in the Best Ball Jeopardy finals. Love Neil. Flannelverse. He does showdown content. Also, our guy Simon over at Heat Seeker Sports. Highly recommend. They're cranking out showdown content. I will say I do a CBS show every morning with Sia Najad and Mike McClure, and they both liked Cooper Kupp captain. So I did build one Cooper Kupp captain. He does, slot receivers can attack that Arizona defense. And he, obviously works well against zone. So I did a Cooper Kupp captain and kind of left some money on the table. Got weird. It was fun. But no, go check out Flannelverse and Heat Seeker Sports. They're putting out excellent showdown content because right now we're going to go to the Underdog streets. Steve's going to pull up Battle Royale. And then after that, we'll hit the Thursday Night Football streets, but for Thursday Night Football best bets. So Steve, go ahead and bring over your Underdog. We will draft a couple teams together. If you'd like to get in with us, we'll hit the Battle Royale streets, unless you want to do one primetime one first. Is there like a $3, $5 primetime?
There's a $10 we can do.
There's a what?
$10.
Do you want to do that? That way we can still talk about Thursday night plays.
Sure.
Charles, let's do that first, and then we'll do like 2 Battle Royales.
And this is an interesting one because it's a 3-game slate with the doubling game.
Oh, fun. Oh, I didn't realize that it's got the Dublin game in this. Okay, so it's
I haven't done any yet, but yeah, just keep that in mind.
Oh, this is fun. Okay, so it's tonight, Dublin game, and Sunday night, which is Packers Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
right,
okay.
yeah.
Gotta like some Packers receivers there. Okay, let's do it. This is fun. Okay, I like this.
It sounds like the Cowboys might be getting back Diggs and Bland, but don't know yet for sure.
Okay.
So, all right, I will count down this primetime Palooza. Count down in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enter. There's still 2 spots.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So Charles, we can talk through some Thursday night, and I threw out, what I did. Are you doing mini showdowns tonight, Steve?
We got cards in here.
Nice. Awesome.
Showdown. I'll do a couple, but not too many.
Okay. Anybody else in here? No, there's only 4.
Yeah,
right?
Not that I recognize.
Yeah, there's 4, just 4. Okay, awesome that you're in with us, Charles. That's awesome. All right, so we're at the 4-5 turn. So how do you want to play this with the? Oh, I didn't even think with the Dublin. This is exciting.
Yeah, I think it is tougher with just like quarterback. I feel is a little flat because Dak probably has the best volume, but
a tough matchup.
It's a tough matchup, and just nobody. I don't think anyone is like a 25-point lock or anything like that.
No.
Running back is kind of thin.
I'd honestly be fine waiting on quarterback and just taking whoever. I feel like it could be flat. I feel like Love is the one that could pop against that Dallas defense, obviously. So, what is his current ADP? Love's current ADP? I know it. 10, 11. Yeah.
I honestly think making a case for 2 running backs here is strong.
Okay, well, Mason goes. So are you talking both, like Walker and Benson?
Kinda.
We'll put Walker in the queue.
Put Walker in,
and then
we could go receiver. I just don't love relying on Carson Wentz and Justin Jefferson. We could go Pickens, but Green Bay's secondary. We need a tight end, so I think McBride could be the separator. because tight end is super thin after that. I mean, you have Kraft.
I love Jake Ferguson,
but
though.
it's just such a tough matchup.
I would do Jefferson, but I mean, Pitt's been
right.
Steelers have been, kind
of secondary is banged up. It's just these international games, and we're relying on Carson Wentz.
I know that does not feel good to rely on Carson Wentz. I think it's just like
Sam Darnold last year. I mean, he's probably going 1 overall, but
I think it's just elite receiver against a secondary that's banged up. I'm just leaning into that, and I'd be thrilled with getting like a Ferguson.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the volume of
we also, these kind of like in traditional battle royales, yes, you and I like to hit running back in the flex, but something like this where there's positional scarcity, I don't feel like I have to do running back in the flex. Like if it's just a better, these are the kind where you can do tight end in the flex, receiver in the flex, not here in this particular tight end slate, but if there was like a loaded tight end slate, you could do. It just depends on the slate. It's battle royale. Yes, I want to try to get 2 running backs in most cases. So what are you thinking here? Do you want to just pull the trigger on Jake Ferguson as one of them? And then what are you thinking then? I think Matthew Golden.
Yeah, let's see what Dak for MVP, not me, does. I actually will say I probably do like Tucker Kraft. I said the McBride, but obviously Kraft is a great matchup. And Golden goes, do you want to do double tight end and do Kraft and Ferguson?
Wait, is Kraft totally fine now? Totally off the injury report and everything?
Yeah, I mean,
why don't you put Ferguson in first, and then let's talk about it for a second.
It's a limited session, but he played 86% of the snaps, 83% of the snap, whatever it was last week.
That DK whatever was smart to take Golden. Damn it. Where does Dubs go in these? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, late, like undrafted, I think.
No, scroll Dubs.
I know.
He's 20.
Oh, I missed him. Yeah.
I don't know.
Or do you want to go Javante?
No, not against Green Bay. No, I don't. No, I'm fine with Kraft. That's fine.
All right, let's do Kraft. This is what's tough is I feel like if you don't get certain key players, it's really tough.
If we would have gotten Ferguson Golden there, I would have felt so good.
This will be more unique, that's for sure.
Yeah. It said Kraft practice limited.
Yeah.
Okay. So Love went. Yeah. If we could have gotten, even not getting Love, if we could have gotten Golden there, I would have felt really, really good about this. So.
Yeah.
Can I see the board to figure out like our pick numbers and stuff? Our last couple picks.
2021.
Okay. That's right. Okay. So we need quarterback and quarterback receiver. Yeah. Okay. So why don't you just hit purple and orange and then can you hit the purple and orange so we can just do those two? Okay. I'd say Dubs again, the matchup. And then I guess you're just leaning into this. Yeah. And then we talked about Cup. Yeah. Those 2 receivers, if we get one of those 2 receivers, and then I guess the quarterback you're just leaning into, even though it's a tough matchup volume and we have the stack.
And probably just playing from behind and
game script volume. We have the Ferguson stack. Okay. If we get that, okay. Dubs goes. Yeah. Cup. If we talked about, he could have a fine matchup tonight. Receivers out of slot have done well. So
yeah.
All right. Well, we got to get through one more. Let's get these 2. I don't mind this actually.
Oh, there goes Dak.
Okay. Well, we'll take Cup, and then. Oh, shit.
I would. It's just tough because we already have Walker, so you don't really want to do Darnold.
Yeah.
Wentz feels so bad.
It's so gross. That is so gross.
But
it's literally Wentz, Rodgers, or
yeah.
Okay, just hit purple. I would just do Wentz unless you want to just. There's really no options.
Yeah, let's just do Wentz.
I think tonight's going to be low scoring, so I just say you're leaning into like yeah, Pittsburgh's defense struggles, and I don't love it.
I will say this will be a unique build for this.
Okay, read it out really quick.
We went Carson
I mean, I don't
Wentz,
love it, but
Kenneth Walker, Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, Jake Ferguson, Tucker Kraft.
yeah, where would you have gone different?
I think the problem is getting boxed into, like, honestly, getting boxed into Jefferson just doesn't feel great.
I think it's honestly the pick position too. I don't think 4 in these.
Yeah, that's what, even with the third game, this one just feels there's only like 2 players in each game that you feel good about. And even though we get Jefferson, he's the biggest name, I don't love him. Like I think Mason is a better option. So there's not a lot of guys in each game that I feel great about.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we'll jump over to the Battle Royale streets. So it was fun to try and talk through. Let me catch up with chat because there was some chat while we were doing that primetime palooza. Make sure to remember old ass Rodgers is going to be on a long flight. Last year wasn't good for his body. Yeah, and he's going up against the exact same defense that he played in London last year, which is, of course, the Vikings defense. We got Eddie in here giving the stag. Good to see you, Eddie. Huheim says Walker just fell to pick 11 in his last one. Got Mason, McBride, Walker. Hopefully it isn't funded. That's awesome, Huheims. Yeah, hopefully that's not. Javonte versus Green Bay. Defense sucks, but last round he'll do it. Okay, so you got Javonte in the last round. Yep. Steve, are you going to start calling me this? Mike, I thought we were friends. What? Could you try again? Oh my God, the Siri just was like, I don't get that. I mean, I'm always bossy Betsy with Steve. I'm sorry, Steve. You still love me, right?
Uh-huh.
Just need first place in the, or one in the end zone.
One PI in the end zone.
One PA in the end zone. Yeah, no. Now I'm reading it. Okay. Amazing with 3 games. The pool feels so shallow. This is so true. It does feel very shallow for 3 games because usually those are 2 games.
Yeah, well, I mean, you look at any 2 games, but just like having the Ravens Lions, whether it's the Sunday Monday or the Monday Thursday, it's so much better.
That's hysterical. Mike Rive and Best Mom Call are killing me. Oh no, I'm going to be called Bossy Betsy now. All right. I can't help it. I'm going to try really hard not to be bossy during this next Battle Royale. If anybody wants to jump in a Battle Royale, I will let Steve count it down. All
right. I'm going to enter. This time I'll count it down from 5. I will enter in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, enter. Still 2 to go.
I mean, Charles, everybody's liking the Bossy Betsy.
Oh my.
Okay. So I did a couple of these earlier in the week. I did one Monday, or we did a couple Monday, but yeah, applying everything we said to this, obviously it is a different landscape. So we do need to factor this.
Yeah, and we said this on Monday, said it on the show with Huheims the other day, like this feels like the top 5, the 4 running backs and Puka, and honestly any order. And I've mixed up the order some as I've drafted to get different combos. There's a gap. I hope we have a top 5 pick. 6 feels bad.
And shout out to Steve. What do we get? 2. Oh, great. Do we have anybody in with us?
FF Links.
FF Links. Not sure if you're watching FF Links. If you are, say hi in chat. But yeah, no, he's a very sharp drafter. Shout out to Steve. I had questioned you on Hampton taking him that high, and you said by the end of the week he will be. Well, see, I give credit where credit's due.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
I hadn't ranked that high. His ADP is only 14, but I still take him sometimes at the turn or in the early second because I want to be overweight on Hampton.
No, I absolutely get that.
How do you want to go 1-2 here?
It's Christian McCaffrey, James Cook is my one, or actually probably for me in this, I'm probably Christian McCaffrey, Bijan Cook. So I don't know.
Well, I have Taylor one just because he's the one that has the upside for just like 3 touchdowns, right? Like,
yeah.
So it goes McCaffrey. Do you want
Okay.
Taylor or Bijan? Any
I
of
mean,
them?
I'll let you know. I love all four of these guys. So you really have Taylor ranked above James Cook
Mhm.
and Bijan? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the usage is insane. So
Yeah.
yeah, and it should be competitive. It's just it feels like a tougher matchup, but
It is, but I mean, Barkley got 80 plus yards in a negative game script.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. No, I'm fine with Taylor.
For me, it wasn't 80 yards, but it was. What did Barkley do last week?
I thought it was like 60, but I could be.
Yeah, 16. He had like 4 catches, but that was a very negative game script. They got off to a massive early lead, 46 yards,
Oh yeah.
but he had 4 receptions. But it was like a tale of two halves because I don't think he really ran in the second half.
Right. Let's see. Farthest you will scroll while we're waiting. Farthest you will scroll for each position. As far as like actual names,
So I'm sorting by ADP. Probably
for
Geno.
quarterback.
Probably
Okay.
Geno.
Okay. And then what about
running back? I think Henderson, Kamara feel real good. I think you could like make a case maybe for like a ETN, just given his workload, and Tootin's been limited in practice.
Is Scatterboot drafted? He's drafted, right?
Oh yeah, he's drafted every
as he
time.
should. What
receiver,
about tight end?
Receiver, I actually think you can make some real scroll calls here, like
Pittman, or not in
Trey
this one.
Tucker.
Trey Tucker, yeah. No, I don't think that's too cute. I get that. I think that's fine.
Probably the deepest set scroll would be like a Darnell Mooney, got 11 targets.
Yeah. All right, let's make our pick and then we'll go back to that. So
Hampton.
Yeah, absolutely. Love that.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy. Grab your phone. Okay, there we go. So Bossy Betsy was out again. I was like, grab your phone. Okay.
Up into Rome.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually love that. This is probably going to be, I feel like we drafted a similar lineup like this on Monday, but it just different numbers. I don't even care. I like these players. So shout out to Candyman. He was on with the guys, Battle Royale live every Wednesday night, 9:30. They were on at 10 last night. Candyman joined the guys. And that was super fun to watch. And so if you want to watch that back, it's obviously on the channel. But he made a good point. He was like, ADP, it's more for him. He was like, it's tiers for me. It's not like, you're as married to ADP. And honestly, in best ball, I'm more of a go get your guys kind of gal. So it's not like I'm like, the ADP is absolute gospel, but as he says, especially in this, it's not like gospel. It's more tiers. And I would absolutely agree with that, that you don't need to be married to ADP in battle royales. Scroll down tight ends.
I'm probably not scrolling as much at tight end. Like I said, you can make a case for like a Strange or Komet now.
But so scroll up, where does it usually end?
It usually ends like these guys plus Bowers who already went. Andrews and Ertz. Those are the ones.
Juwan Johnson in a negative game script again too.
But he's drafted on every draft.
Oh, he is. Oh, okay, got it.
He's like the 6th tight end taken.
Got it. Okay. You want to go Caleb here?
Or Mbuka. I mean, if Mbuka's there, I think that's good.
Or McConkey. You could also
we already have a chart.
Oh, that's right. We already have Hampton. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. With Mbuka going, I say we just take Caleb and then what do you want to do coming up into? Could you hit the receiver tab? I say Pearsall or London. I know you like London, but
I think AJ Brown, if he's there.
I really think the Bucks have Philly's number. I like Pearsall and London more than AJ. I mean, we saw last week, it's like game script dependent. Like,
let's see tight end. Do you want to prioritize like Hunter Henry?
No, I mean, I would do Pearsall or London is what I would do if this was like my draft alone.
All right. I'll do Ricky. Ricky P.
I don't want to be called Bossy Betsy though.
Okay. Good luck.
All right. I think we answered the farthest, kind of the farthest scroll down options. Did we really say receiver? I mean, Trey Tucker,
like a Trey Tucker, Darnell
Mooney. Yeah. Scatabo for RB. I absolutely want to get plenty of Scatabo for RB. Who says, do you like Bijan versus Washington D? I do. I mean, so far, Washington has done better run defense so far than last year, but he scored 2 touchdowns against Washington defense late last year. I absolutely like Bijan against Washington. How about you?
Yeah, and he's also similar. I mean, we saw against Carolina, like he didn't get a touchdown, but he had, 130 combined yards in this blowout negative game script. And he was sitting at the end, right? Like Nathan Carter was running. So if this game is competitive or they're ahead, I just think he has just so many ways to get there. He's very similar to McCaffrey in that regard.
Oh, absolutely. No, I like Bijan a lot this week, for sure. So Eddie said showdown for tonight. We talked about this right before we jumped into these drafts. We'd done a primetime draft. And I said, there's so much good showdown content out there. Check out Flannelverse and Neil Orfield. Check out Heat Seeker Sports and our guy Simon. They put out amazing showdown content. We did do a primetime palooza. And we talked about how on the CBS show I was on today, they talked about how they like Cooper Kupp captain. So I built a fun Cooper Kupp captain. That's my only showdown lineup. So I like to, leave it to the people who are running 150 showdowns to put out the showdown content. So highly recommend Flannelverse. Neil's awesome. We love Neil here. The second place inaugural Best Ball Jeopardy runner up, I should say. So.
That's a weird way to put that, but okay.
What I'm hearing is I need to bully one of you into a new showdown show. Hysterical. Mike, we'd listen to anything you say. So
where do you want to go with this tight end pick? Strange, Juwan Johnson, Zach Ertz. We could obviously
we have like a run back situation.
Strange
is to honestly, I think actually Juwan Johnson, I think in that negative game script is probably my lean, but I'll let you decide. Either those two would be my.
Yeah, I'll say Juwan Johnson.
I mean, you can make a case for any three of those. I think they're
actually fine. I'll go Brent. I don't think I have much, if any, of Strange yet.
No, that's fine. And like you said, we have Pearsall. So yeah. All right, let's run another one, and then we'll head over to the Thursday night football betting streets. Again, we have already set our best bet and same game parlays to our Substack members. Link in the description for a free 7-day trial and just $34.99 after that. But we will talk about Thursday night football bets after we do one more battle royale. Let's get back in. If anybody wants to join us, Steve will count it down.
All right, I will enter in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enter. And waiting for 5 people.
So if you'd like to join us, you certainly can.
I'm guessing some people jumped in the one before.
Yeah. Whoopsie daisies. We have, I'm sure I'm going to mispronounce this, Toner MVA, but good to see you. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate that. CMAC at number 1. He is for me. Steve says he likes Taylor at 1. But
honestly, I think any of the 4 running backs you can make a strong case for. I want exposure to all of them. So if you just are running pure on one-on-ones, I'd mix it up. I'm with you. Like at any volume, I'd like to mix up those top 4 running backs for sure. I agree with that. But good to see you in here. If you're new here, we appreciate you jumping in. Come in over in the YouTube streets. Make sure you hit subscribe because we have NFL content every single day for Battle Royale, DFS, and NFL betting. So hit that subscribe button. We got content every single weekday. Tomorrow, we have Prop Party at 4 p.m. Eastern, Steve, Tyler, and I. And then 9:30, of course, Eastern. You've got D-Gen dads who have just been crushing it. We had an amazing Sunday slate. Actually, while we're waiting, Steve, if they didn't get to hear it off the beginning, how many more are we waiting for? Two more.
Two more. Just let me know if.
Oh, well, what I was going to say is to Mike's point about a new show, like starting next week on Tuesdays at early afternoons before I do the show with Who Hames, I'm going to start doing like an early afternoon show.
Yes. And it's going to be mostly like Underdog dailies and stuff. Yeah.
And also even a deeper review, since that's after Monday, like of the best ball portfolio and stuff like that.
Paul, we are back in the Battle Royale streets. Steve, can we go McCaffrey this time?
We can.
Perfect.
Unfortunately, I don't recognize any of the names in here, but
yeah, if you got in the pre-flow, we are sorry about that. Mike Robb, another Steve show. He says, hell yeah, Steve's the damn best. He is. He absolutely is. Steve, hopefully next Tuesday you'll be celebrating a first quarterfinals, I'd say win, but a high finish would be amazing.
Yeah.
And again, good luck to all you in the first quarterfinals this week. I'm still bummed out that Steve and I's team didn't make it. We were damn close.
All right, McCaffrey it is.
All right, I like it. So what did we do last time at the turn around here? We did Rome and who? Hampton, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I just love that. Nico or Rome. Rome for me this week. I mean, Nico any week, but the matchup for Rome yet again this week is very good. He is clearly the wide receiver one. Hopefully Caleb keeps building on that, whereas Houston just looks, we've been lucky to get like 50 to 70 yards and a Nico touchdown the last 2 weeks. So I don't know. So it's
Nico's clearly, he's got like 20 plus targets the last 2 weeks combined, but it's just they're throwing the ball less. They're very inefficient. Stroud has seen ghosts. Like he's not working anywhere near what he was his first year. I just think I will generally lean Rome. I mean, I want some Nico, but it's
you can't see Rudy right now, can you?
No.
It's being very inappropriate.
Oh boy.
You're classy. You're so classy. All right. What number are we coming back at?
12, 13.
If you want to take Bowers here, I would honestly take Hampton again. No, let's do a Scatterboo lineup later. What number does Scatterboo go?
Like 20 something.
Okay, let's not take Hampton. Let's do. Do you want to do Bowers Rome?
Or we could do Bowers Nico.
We just said Nico Rome over Nico.
I mean, I agree, and I have him ranked that way, but
well, that's what I would do. That's how I'd play it.
I mean, it is a bring back, so we might as well just do it.
And it's a run back, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we have that built out. We could, go Gino or Caleb if you wanted to.
No, Gino's a fun scroll down. I've only done it a handful of times, but I think that's a fun scroll down.
Or because I will also throw out, because we didn't take Hampton in this one, you could also do a Herbert stack in this one. That's another option. Yes, cue it up.
So his ADP is 32, so we can push him.
No, let's just take him. He's not going to come back to the
He'll
last.
Come back to 36.
No, he's not. He's being drafted.
Well, there's already one guy who has two guys who have two running backs. So
wait, could you go to the board so I can see it? That's how I can understand it better. So the turn both. No, sorry. Yeah, so two and
2 and 5.
Yeah. But yeah, if we pass it up, unless they both took two running backs, which they didn't, because scroll down 5 took. Right.
6 only has one running back.
Right. No way he's passing up on Scatterboo. Okay, so 24-25, we could go Scatterboo and McConkey, and then we have options for a quarterback, or you'd have to take Herbert there, I guess.
You'd have, well, I mean, quarterback is the one position that probably falls the most. I mean, there have been times where I've had a quarterback who should be around here.
Can you go back to how many quarterbacks have been taken so far? 2.
Just 2.
Okay. So yeah, oh my God. You took son of a bitch.
The bomb factory.
Oh, God, throw this draft out. Now I do like Devontae too, but I kind of like doing like a Lad Herbert here. Double tapping it. What do you think?
Yeah.
It's up to you. I mean, you could have done Lad Devontae and then just done Caleb or whatever and done a 3 receiver build too, if you'd rather do that.
No, I still think as much as those are 3 fun receivers, odds are we can still find a running back to outscore that, Like we could take a shot on Hendo here.
That would kind of be fun. A fun scroll down. Since we had Scatterboo ripped from our arms. All right. Yeah, we're caught up with the chat. So after this, we will go over to the Thursday Night Football streets. Bring up FanDuel Sportsbook. Look at some first touchdowns, anytime touchdowns, props we like. And again, the pain in Meg's eyes. I don't hide it, Steve. I mean, we know this from basketball season. I hide nothing. Can't control my mouth. I can't hide it. I have no poker face. So the pain was in my eyes, Mike. All right.
I mean, if Kyron comes back, we could just take Kyron.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, I don't know why his King tight ends up there with Bowers. Yeah.
I know you don't believe in 2 tight ends. I mean, again, in the short,
we can't even take them.
Right.
Oh, we could. We only.
Yeah, no, the short slates. I think that's viable. I don't like 2 tight ends on this. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you could throw Genty into that too.
Well, we already have Bowers.
Oh, that's right. I always forget that on this, that you'd really need the 90, the hit the nuts outcome. So
I mean, Chuba Patriots defense is not strong.
Yeah. I think Henderson's a fun scroll down, but I get if you want to go Kyron.
I mean, if Kyron's there, I think that's a value.
Okay, that's fine.
His ADP is 26. We're getting him 10 spots past ADP.
All right, read the team, and then let's head over to the betting streets.
All right, Justin Herbert, Christian McCaffrey, Kyron Williams, Rome Dunze, Lad McConkey, and Brock Bowers.
Like it. I like it. All right, we're heading over to the Thursday Night Football streets. We have Seattle at Arizona. Let me bring this over. The spread for tonight's game, it's -1.5 Seattle, or -126 on the money line. Total is 43.5. So first, Steve, how do you see this game going tonight?
I like Seattle. I think they're the better team. I think Seattle's played well in every single game this year. Cardinals have been okay, but another thing Huems and I talked about is Cardinals offense is just one of the most uninspired offenses, and then they lose James Conner.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Benson in a second, but this losing one of their few offensive talents does not bode well. Seattle, on the other hand, is getting somebody back in Zach Charbonnet. They have a potentially 1-2 punch at running back. Their receivers have all looked good when they have, utilized their tight ends. They've looked fine. And Sam Darnold's playing really well. And Seattle defense is playing really well. So I'll probably do a bet on Seattle, but that's not our main bet. But I like them to win for sure.
I'm lockstep with you. I like Seattle to win on the road here too. Total 43.5. I personally like the under. I might throw some props, some parlays where either a touchdown parlay or a props parlay and throw like an alt under 51.5, because the books just can't handle. We can show you an example of that. When you throw props or touchdowns, doesn't really, especially even props, which isn't even same points, but touchdowns is obviously same points. The book, like, it breaks its brain and it just jolts the odds. So I like throwing like an alt under 51.5, but I truly actually think it's going to go under. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think probably the total is fair, but yeah, both these teams have been lower scoring. Their defenses, Cardinals defense has been okay.
Obviously the New Orleans blowout, but yeah.
Yeah, but even that, there was a punt return for a touchdown, that kind of stuff.
And they had in the Steelers game, they had that too. So.
Yeah, so I guess I look at it. Both teams don't play with huge pace or a ton of motivation to really rack up the points, and I just don't think either side will push it too much. If one side were, it would be Seattle. Cards defense has been fine this year. I know they allowed Carolina to have a bit of a comeback, but that I feel was more fluke than anything. So yeah, I just I think the under is fine. I'm not going to target that alone, but like you said, in like a parlay or an alt under, I think it makes some more sense.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think we're lockstep there. Okay, Steve, now it's time to talk the fun stuff.
Watch out! He's got getting away from the top speed. Touchdown!
All right, touchdowns. Anytime touchdown prices. I do believe Charbonnet's playing, so I don't know that I really love, honestly, a lot in the touchdown market. Probably my two favorites, even though Harrison has been very much disappointing in so far, obviously last season, as far as expectations are concerned, and honestly, so far to start this season, I still think he could be a red zone threat. So I think 195 for Marvin Harrison is pretty interesting. And then, of course, JSN at plus 165. He's not a touchdown guy, but just the volume he gets, I think, is fine. Those are the two that I would, I'm honestly not really betting touchdowns. And if I do, it would be like putting together some lotto with like an alt under and just sprinkling on that for fun. I'm not like honestly individually betting touchdowns in this particular game because there's not like the Cam Scatterbo of Sunday night, anything that jumps out to me. So is there anything that jumps out to you?
I mean, I will say Walker's line is fine, even with Charbonnet. He's gotten more volume throughout.
Well, not he got there the week 2 with Charbonnet. Charbonnet still had more volume though.
I guess what I'm saying is he gets more target. Like Charbonnet's not going to get targeted at all. He's an explosive runner. He can get it from outside the red zone. He also has had, as we saw this past week, and I know Charbonnet wasn't there, but they'll run him inside as well. But I actually like Trey Benson because you're getting plus money on a back, and he's the only back. It's a short week off the James Conner injury. They don't have much depth there in the running back position as is. But on a short week, I don't think they've prepped up DeMarcado to take on a big role or anything like that.
Yeah, I think Seattle's been really stingy against running backs, even from a touchdown perspective. So, but I get it. I get what you're saying. Like the volume's there for plus money, so I get that. Again, mine was just, Marvin Harrison for the price at plus 195 or JSN for the price at 165. But honestly, I'm just being fully transparent, not betting any individual touchdown, any individual units. But let's have some fun and pick a first touchdown. So first touchdown, not the running backs, because those are kind of, 5 to 1, 6 to 1. JSN is 8 to 1, Charbonnet 950, McBride's 850. So let's go Marvin Harrison and below. Get wild.
I'll probably lean Cooper Kupp.
I think that's fun. A 15 to 1 Cooper Kupp. I think
his anytime at 3 to 1, I think it's fine as well. I'll say, similarly, Torrey Horton has some big juice. Like he's looking good so far. But Kupp is still the number 2. He's out there for more snaps. We've seen slot receivers really eat against the Cards so far this year. I think Hunter Renfrow with 2 touchdowns. Ricky was in and out of the slot, but yeah, I think Cooper Kupp is a fair price for a lotto type guy.
Well, you took the two that I'd say like taking long shots on the Seattle first touchdowns of Kupp at 15-1 or Horton 18-1 would be where I would go. So I'll get really nuts and say, yeah, I just think Seattle is the better team, the better defense, and might like put a pin in it really quick. Plus 35-1 Seattle defense, not the craziest thing in the world.
Now,
We've seen, obviously,
keep in mind that doesn't include special teams on FanDuel, I believe.
Oh, right. If you DraftKings does, though, if you're over on DraftKings, I do believe it does include that on DraftKings. Got the Gale in here. Watch Kyler rush it in today, possibly first TD. Well, I thought about that, and he's just using his legs more this season already. He's rushed at least 6 times in each game, over 30 yards in each game, and 13-1 for the first touchdown, I think is fair and a fun price for that. And then it's almost 3-1 for any time. So good shout out. Gail, if this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe. We've got NFL content every single weekday, this kind of stuff, DFS, Underdog, Battle Royales, and NFL bets. Real dart throw would be Higgins, as Seattle's given up 3 TDs to tight ends, and McBride scored last week. So his prop isn't that nice. So Higgins is, that is because he is running Elijah Higgins 80. Now I'm going to have to
well, I think Tip Redmond, they started the game throwing 2 targets to Tip Redmond early on. He's a former 3rd round pick. They're gonna have to.
Wow, did someone just smash it? Did Higgins just went from 80-1 to 65-1? What info are you getting, Mike? Where is this coming from? No, Mike Robb, are you putting massive amounts on Elijah Higgins? I mean, it just literally went from 80-1 to 65-1. That's wild. So that's crazy. And Steve mentioned the Tip Redmond call. That's really funny. Okay. Gail says sub for a while. Loved all the draft content. We appreciate that. Thank you for jumping in, chatting with us. Great to see you and much appreciated. All right, Steve, we talked touchdowns. Let's now talk through props. What props are you liking on this slate? And I got to give Bruni created these things. They're too fun. All right, so I'm on the props. These are the different alts, but let me just scroll down to the different lines. Nothing, I don't think I'm really interested in either quarterback. 220 and the hook for Kyler, 226 for Darnold isn't really, again, I think this could be a slugfest. Rushing, don't have a ton of interest outside of course, Kyler Murray has been using his legs. His line is right there at 29.5. So I have interest in Kyler Murray rushing. And then it's more of the receiving lines. I think you could go to JSN, either receiving or receptions. Same for Trey McBride. Marvin Harrison, 50s, I think it's fine. I do think Cooper Kupp is interesting. We talked about it. The slot receivers against the Cardinals. And Torrey Horton has a really low number, but let's go to those first. Your thoughts on those. And then I know you and I both like the running back receiving. So let's get your thoughts on those first.
Thoughts on the receivers lines or the running back?
Yeah. The ones I mentioned, the receivers lines, McBride, JSN, Kupp, Harrison, Horton. Are you interested in any of those?
Yeah. So this is a game in a situation where a lot of times I like to, get plus money. I'm more okay, pushing the prop to 90 or 60 or 70 or, whatever the case it is to push 1 or 2 levels above. This, I kind of just feel like I think these props are pretty fair. And so I don't mind hitting them, particularly JSN, McBride, Harrison. That's where the targets go. JSN will get 12 targets and then McBride and Harrison will get about 15 combined. So those lines are fair. It's just I don't feel great about pushing above them. Kupp and Horton, I think since they're lower, and we've seen Kupp when they need to throw, like that Steelers game, he was very heavily involved. Got 90 yards that game.
Yeah, 90 yards. Yeah.
This is a division matchup. They could need to throw a little bit more, and I just think he probably has the best matchup on the team.
Yeah.
but then Horton is a fun rookie, and he gets more downfield. He's going to get more downfield targets, and I just think that continues to develop. So
yeah, I honestly like Cup alt 50 and Horton alt 30. And you'll see that if you're sub to our Substack, we have a lotto parlay with both of them included, because
those are the ones I'd like to push a little.
Yeah.
Not crazy, but push a little, and then the main three kind of at their lines. I feel good about, because I think both teams could struggle to run a little bit, particularly the Cardinals.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I agree. Yeah. Cup 50 plus 128, Horton 30 plus 114. Like those a lot. And definitely interested in those. And then what really stands out to, I think, both of us in the receiving game, both Cardinals and Seahawks give up receiving to running backs. So you have Kenneth Walker, who, again, it's not Charbonnet getting targets, it's Kenneth Walker, and his line's only 10.5. And then Trey Benson has all the workload now and was getting in those kind of already, and his line is just 20.5. So it's not like it's a crazy line for either of them. So honestly, my favorite is Trey Benson 25 plus, which is slightly obviously a plus money banger here. Let me find that. But both those receiving lines I like a lot. What are your thoughts on those?
You pass Benson, by the way. I agree. I think Walker, they just haven't thrown the ball to running backs a lot, but he is getting the targets, and it just takes one for him. Benson, week one, Connor kind of dominated the targets. Week two is more evenly split than last week. Probably would have leaned Connor, but then he gets injured, and then it ends up being evenly split. But the Cardinals passing offense, it's McBride, Harrison kind of right behind him, and then the running backs combined, essentially tied with Harrison, or right behind him. So I think Benson, I just don't see, particularly on the short week, like DeMarcado having a big role. I think Benson is probably pretty safe for 5 to 8 targets.
Yeah. So you could approach your receptions. You could approach your yards. I like 25 plus receiving yards plus 124. That's my favorite bet on the slate. Mike Robb says, I'm at the soccer field getting ready to coach the kids. Love it, Mike. Good luck to your kiddos team. They must have gotten to my form, which, by the way, we will be linking Mike's form to our Substack tomorrow. So shout out. Mike has immense data, jam-packed with all this good data, and that will be for Substack subs only, thanks to the great Mike Robb as well. We got our guy Stephen WC in here, GM late, but we'll hit the like. We appreciate you always, Stephen, and good luck this week. So that kind of covered it. We covered touchdowns, first touchdowns, props we like. We did 2 parlays in our Substack. Link in the description. There's a free 7-day trial, and then just $34.99 for an entire year. I think that covers it. Anything else on this Thursday night game? We kind of said we like Seattle. We like the under, or all under at least. We talked through the touchdowns and props we like. And we do have some fun parlays on our Substack. But any final thoughts on Thursday Night Football or this show before, again, we will be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern for Prop Party. Just all the props we can handle, and hopefully we can run it back. So Steve, before we get out of here, I just have to shout out to Bruni putting together this awesome, summary video of our Sunday. We went 8 out of 10 on our individual props, again, sent to our Substack subs, hit 1 parlay as well, up 8.79 units on Sunday. So let's shout that out one more time before we get out of here, and then I'll get your final thoughts.
Please, allow me to show you something.
that wild man with the backflip and the surfer thing. God, I love Cam Scatavoo. All right, Steve, final thoughts for Thursday night football and anything else before we get out of here. And again, we'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. for Prop Party.
Yeah, no, final thoughts for tonight. I think Seattle wins. But the good news is I think these teams are fairly condensed, so we kind of know where the ball is going to go. Definitely not a game I'm going to go crazy on, but I like that we have a pretty good condensed situation to mix in a few bets and parlays with.
Absolutely. Again, our parlays have already been sent to our Substack, link in the description, free 7-day trial. Again, we will be back tomorrow, Prop Party 4 p.m., Degen Dads 9:30 p.m. So lots of good betting content coming to you tomorrow. Enjoy Thursday night football. Have a night. For Steve, I'm Meg, and we will see you, and Rudy, we will see you next time.